Whoa, Dan. Eat it. Nice job snagging first this morning. Hey, what's up, Base Guru? Trying to figure out why my webcam is being like ridiculous with the exposure today. Are you there? Uninstall Base Guru Champions here. Durg. I don't know, something's up with my webcam. It's like looking atrocious. Yeah, I think I fixed it. It looks more normal. I don't know what was going on. I'm gonna try to be quick today, because I do have a meeting this morning. I don't remember what time it's at. It's definitely not right now, so that's all I've confirmed. I know that list is fake. No, it's that I restarted stuff. All right. How's everybody doing this morning? Good to see you. I think we're good to go. I'm already so behind. Let's just get started. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel. We got some game news this morning. Final Fantasy VII Remake finally launches on Xbox and Switch 2 this week. We've got some first-hand impressions, especially on the Xbox Play Anywhere version that we're going to talk about. I'm personally excited for it to hit multiple platforms, but I did buy it on PlayStation. I haven't played it. I'm kind of tempted to buy it on Xbox, but we'll talk about that a little more. How's everybody doing before I switch into game news mode? We'll see. Let's see. Am I lagging? Was it lagging? It did drop some frames for a second. You know, I bet it's my work computer eating up some bandwidth, so I'm just gonna put it back to sleep. It's a hungry guy sometimes and eats up bandwidth while I'm streaming. So I have to make sure it's like off, and then everything else should be good. I did see the frame drops though. Unusual. All right, well, we got to switch this playlist before I jump into the game news. Anything interesting from you guys, game news wise? Anything you guys have seen? I've got a stack of articles to go through. But if there's anything you guys want to look at, let me know in chat or ask, and we'll look it up together. And if it's interesting enough, or it's legitimately something I don't know about, we'll look at it. It's very possible. I'm not trying to sound like I know everything, because I certainly don't. But yeah, feel free to suggest things. Okay, hold up. Did it like disconnect all of the chats? I don't know what's going on. Give a meeting now, set times back in a bit. All right. I feel like everything got disconnected and then reconnected, but not correctly. So before we jump into, gonna hop over to the YouTube. Hello, Derek. So streaming, we're gonna call. I'm sorry, Denald. I missed your message for a brief moment there. Okay. Yes. Now, and to hydrate. I got you. From the Poke Jug, the Hydrate Jug. Alright. News mode is on. I'm not going to do the separate recording. I don't have time to edit and everything today. It's too much to do. So we're just going to jump in and be awkward. I hope people watch the VOD and enjoy it. But let's get started with the game news. Again, welcome in. That's not what I want full screen, but thanks. Thanks for making my life complicated. Everything. Literally everything. All right. So we got a Game Pass update for the second half of the month, with which we are at the end of already, it seems. So is it really the second half? But we got Death Stranding coming to Game Pass. It's kind of cool. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound looks good. Final Fantasy VII and Space Marine 2. All of these look awesome. I feel like the Talos Principle is probably a good game, but I don't know. And then the other games I know nothing about, so they're probably good if you like those kinds of games. Hey, Smart Alec, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Always good to see you, my friend. All right, let's move to the first real bit of news we'll have today. Maybe? What are we doing? Can we not? I bet you my foot pedal is now unplugged for some reason. Alright, so we'll just manually click through everything. Whatever. It's going to be just as scuffed as yesterday. Or one day. I don't know what day that was. Alright, I thought the was cool. Limited edition Marathon DualSense controller and headset coming. The controller looks pretty sweet. I like all the little artifacts and images just kind of thrown on the onto the controller. I think that looks really good. And yeah, thought it was cool. I didn't see the headset. Is there a picture of it in the article? It looks cool. Yeah, looks pretty sweet. Only thing I don't like is the Pulse headsets require an adapter to connect to the console, and they don't directly connect to the console, and I find that to be weird. It's one of the weirdest things about Sony, and they're like, this is a first-party headset that requires an adapter. But the headset itself looks cool. If you're into Marathon, it looks pretty sweet. Yeah, I like that it matches the art style. So that's cool. Limited edition hardware is nice. Okay, I thought this was neat. Really funny. GameStop says it shut down a Switch 2 trade-in exploit that worked as an infinite money glitch. The internet usually tells us our trades suck. But let's read. GameStop said it shut down a loophole that let its customers rack up store credit by continually trading in, then rebuying a Switch 2 console. In a statement posted on social media, GameStop said it had been made aware of a YouTube video boasting of a GameStop infinite money glitch, and verified that the method had indeed been possible. By purchasing a Switch 2 for $414.99, then immediately trading it back along with the purchase of a pre-owned game, a promotional bonus was triggered that increased the Switch 2 trade credit to $472.50. The company wrote, as demonstrated by YouTuber RJC Media, this method could then be repeated over and over, potentially earning more than $50 profit in-store credit each time. And GameStop said, we can't be having that. In short, our system briefly valued the pre-owned trade more than the new retail cost of the console itself, creating a narrow window where customers could repeat this transaction over and over again to amass infinite trade credit. Effective immediately, the glitch has been patched. Trade promotions have been updated to ensure customers can no longer convert basic arithmetic into an endless revenue stream, and balance has been restored. While a novel scenario for the company to publicly discuss, it's worth putting the whole matter into context. Firstly, there's no suggestion this method was being widely used outside of the original video. There's little evidence the exploit was put into practice. In a statement shared with IGN, GameStop said it had been made aware of the video quickly, which seems fortunate considering the relatively small size of RJC Media's YouTube channel. I bet this put him on the map. Yes, the GameStop infinite money glitch was real. Briefly, a spokesperson for the company confirmed via email. A promo loophole allowed a Nintendo Switch 2 trade-in to exceed its retail price, which is ironic given the internet usually tells us our trades suck. And they do. This doesn't excuse that. It's just a computer glitch, a rule glitch caused it to process things out of order. Hey, Squid, good to see you. I've always been mad at my Sony noise canceling. Don't just pair to the PS5. Dude, I agree. It's weird that their first party stuff doesn't do anything. Oh. So yeah, I'm not going to read the rest of this article. I just thought it was really funny. You could just build up infinite trade credit just by doing a little glitch there, you know? And it's the way it stacked up the trade-in credits and promotions. It shouldn't have allowed that to happen, but it's really funny that it did. All right, we got a surprising update for Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Kind of a Switch 2 enhancement. Let's check out the video.
A free update is coming to the Donkey Kong Country Returns HD game. Dixie Kong is here to join the adventure. While jumping, she can give Donkey Kong a boost. Use her ponytail to reach new heights or travel further.
I still have not played this game.
In two-player local co-op.
Yo, Squid, thank you so much for the sub. Let's go.
Plus, you can race through fast-paced versions of each level at high speed in Turbo Attack. You'll need to act fast to reach the goal within the time limit.
Gotta go fast.
Nintendo Switch 2 players can enjoy enhanced resolution and higher definition graphics.
Are they gonna show us side by side?
Here's a quick
I
comparison.
love when they do this.
Load times are also faster.
Oh, the load times thing, I'm surprised they would acknowledge.
Load time.
No, go back. I love when they do this because these side by sides, no one's gonna, like, think about how zoomed in you are to see this. No one's noticing this. No one is paying attention to this, like, at this level. It's nice. It is a very welcome change. I'm not saying it's a bad idea to show, like, how much sharper your visuals are on the Switch 2 compared to the Switch 1. But all these zoomy shots that they like to do, it's like ultimately no one's paying that close attention unless they're making content or they're just very particular about it. I do appreciate it. I just love these shots because I mean, think about how far they zoomed in compared to the whole screen just to show this. Anyway.
Load times are also faster, so you can get back to the action quicker than before.
That's actually really cool.
And Game Share is supported, so if one player has the game, they can share it locally with someone who doesn't have it.
I like the Game Share is like rolled out to a bunch of Switch 1 games.
Is available now.
We've done a couple of Game Share things between me and my kid, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, nice. Like, it's a sweet update, and I kind of want to pick up Donkey Kong Country Returns HD because I've never played Returns at all, or Tropical Freeze, which they should probably do that one next. Getting a Switch 2 has been on your mind again. It's a solid upgrade. It is a solid upgrade, dude. A lot of the enhancements are very subtle, but the Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild updates are awesome. And then obviously you've got new games. You know, I've been buying as many physical games as I want to. You know, like if I want a game on Switch 2, I'm trying to get it physical instead of digital, just because of how Nintendo's been handling digital stuff. But yeah, I think it's a solid update, and it's worth, especially now it's been out a little bit, and we've kind of there's enough software on there, there's enough variety on there. But yeah, okay. So Jez Corden writes, this is kind of our cover thing. Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming out this week, and Jez Corden over on Windows Central got an early review copy and has been playing it. So let's see what he has to say. Impressive optimization for the Xbox Ally, Xbox Play Anywhere availability across PC, console, and cloud, Final Fantasy VII Remake is an absolutely essential Xbox JRPG purchase. So, Final Fantasy VII Remake has been a sore point for many Xbox fan for over half a decade, but the pain ends on January 22nd, that's tomorrow, 2026. FF7 Remake has finally shed all forms of exclusivity and hits Xbox Series X, S, PC, and cloud gaming via Xbox Play Anywhere this week. Also on Xbox Ally. That sure is a lot of Xbox. He's been lucky enough to get early access to the game thanks to Square Enix, and he's happy to report the port is rather excellent. Final Fantasy holds a special place in my heart. Final Fantasy VII was probably the first game I truly connected with on a deeper emotional level as a Sprog. I have to thank the unnamed electronics boutique employee who begged me not to buy Men in Black for PlayStation 1 and instead buy Final Fantasy VII for having a disproportionate impact on my life trajectory. Shout out to all the employees. When I did it as a GameStop employee, I made sure that kids didn't buy crap games if they were just looking for something new to play. Now, some kids really wanted a specific thing. Hey, who am I to tell you not to chase your dreams? But sometimes a kid would come in and like buy a game. Like, I promise you, this game is junk. You're going to be done with it in 30 minutes. But this other game is much better. So it was very fun. Apparently my mouse is like low battery and it's just flashing up on the screen. That's supposed to be closed. Exit. There. Go away. All right. Let's see. Here we go. I reviewed Final Fantasy VII for Android Central back when they experimented with PlayStation coverage, and it remains my only PS4 review to date. My thoughts on the game remain the same after completing on PS4, Steam Deck, and PC, and soon once again on my Xbox Ally and Xbox Series X. What I've been impressed by here is just how well optimized it is on handhelds, how playable it is on Xbox Cloud Gaming, and how now this is quite easily the definitive version of the game. It was worth the wait. So Final Fantasy VII Remake on Xbox is the definitive version. I began my new journey with Final Fantasy VII Remake on Series X, Xbox Series X, where the game truly shines. It comes with performance and quality modes, trading resolution for frame rate, but both versions offer decent experience based on your preferences. The quality mode is a stable 30 FPS, offering sharper picture quality and boosted visuals. If you want a smoother experience, you can trade some resolution for frame rates, nabbing 60 FPS instead, which is fine. That's kind of what we expected. It says the story is similar on the Xbox Ally, which despite being a PC sports console like, I don't understand, sports console like simplified graphics options. Okay, the story is similar on Xbox Ally, sports console like simplified graphics options with some additions on top. It has the quality and performance modes I mentioned earlier, but it has frame rate caps running all the way up to 120 FPS. You can achieve more frames by having your Xbox Ally plugged in and using turbo mode, but honestly what impressed me was how it runs on the Xbox Ally's low power silent mode. Someone who looks to try and maximize my Ally's battery life as much as humanly possible, I tend to look for games that can take advantage of the lower watt modes without massive visual compromises. Final Fantasy VII absolutely fits the bill. So I don't know if that's a screenshot of him playing on the Ally, or a screenshot taken on the Ally, but it looks good. Game runs smoothly on high graphics on Xbox Ally X at 1080p, 30 to 50 FPS, or even higher, even on the lowest power settings. Yeah, I was able to comfortably play for over 3 hours without plugging in, and probably could have gone further with resolution compromises, lowered brightness, or hard frame rate caps. The base Xbox Ally is a similar story too, although with some additional compromises to reflect the Z2A's power over the Xbox Ally X's more potent Z2E. It's still impressively playable at 30 FPS and offers good battery life on top. It's perhaps to be expected that Final Fantasy VII would perform so admirably after over half a decade of optimizations, but it's to Square Enix's credit that they stuck with the game for so long, and long enough to build an Xbox development pipeline that takes advantage of the ecosystem so nicely. The fact you take your save file in so many different form factors within the Windows and Xbox ecosystem so seamlessly here with a single purchase, single save file, Final Fantasy VII Remake has become a quintessential example of Microsoft's vision for the Xbox platform. I just hope we see more of it soon, too. Which, I did buy this, I think I'm going to leave it there. I did buy this on PlayStation. It was on like a super sale. I have it on PS5. I've been wanting to play it, but I kind of want to play through the OG Final Fantasy VII first before diving into this, and I know that's kind of a time investment too. And then, yes, gross good. It is play anywhere on Xbox and PC. So if you buy it through the Windows Store, you get it on Xbox and obviously PC. Or if you buy it on Xbox, it works. You get the PC version. Anyway, I do kind of want to pick it up though because it is on PC this way, and I would have it on my Xbox. And if I get a handheld PC, I would have it available there. And so the temptation is definitely there. However, I don't know, because I already have the game on PlayStation. I paid money for it on the PlayStation version. Why would I buy another copy? You know, but this is the same guy. I bought so many copies of Kingdom Hearts, and you know, how many times am I going to buy Halo and all these other games that keep getting remade? So is it me? Am I the problem here? It feels like it. It feels like I shouldn't buy it on Xbox, but I feel like I should, because I want to show support, but also because the Play Anywhere like flag is very tempting. You know, I think that's the biggest thing, is it's got Play Anywhere, and I think that'll be the best part of it. All right, I'm moving on. But this is good. I'm really excited that this is out on Switch 2 and on Xbox. The Switch 2 version is also impressive. I don't know. I think I lost the tab. But the reviews are good. I guess we could look at the Metacritic scores real quick. FF7 Remake Metacritic. Because I believe the reviews count if we can change the platform. Let's see. All platforms? There are other platforms this is on. Maybe they haven't been updated? Alright, well, anyway. We're just not going to fool with it then. Let's just move on. Yes, indie company Square Enix. Alright, I thought it was interesting. Halo campaign evolved. We definitely feel the weight of it. Halo leads say releasing on PS5 will grow and reconnect the community. I don't know about the second half. Is the community connected? Not really. Will it grow? Yes. There's a lot of PlayStation fans and people who used to play on Xbox that moved to PlayStation that are very excited to play Halo Campaign Evolved. Creative director and executive producer of Halo Campaign Evolved have spoken more about the importance of bringing the series to PlayStation for the first time. My, how Xbox has fallen, right? In an interview with Games Radar, creative director Max Slagor and executive producer Damon Kahn were asked about Master Chief making the jump to a rival platform. The pair replied that the aim was to bring together longtime Halo fans who have always played on Xbox, lapsed fans who may have moved to PlayStation in recent years, and complete newcomers who may have never owned an Xbox console before. We hope to bring... Yes, I agree. PS5 is an Xbox. We hope to bring along the series veterans who have been with us for the past 25 years and have them play with an entirely new generation. Except it's not multiplayer. How are you playing with? There are people who have never been exposed to Halo. Maybe they've always been on Sony products, switched consoles at a certain point, or just missed it at the time. We want to bring players back together. Halo is best played when we have a large, healthy community. We see this as a way to grow, expand, and reconnect the Halo community. Khan also stressed that the importance of such a move wasn't lost on the team, and bringing Halo to PlayStation means significantly more than a typical multi-format release would. We want to honor the Halo legacy on PlayStation, and we're paving the way to expand our Halo universe. That's how we see it, he said. That's not a small thing, and we don't take it lightly. We definitely feel the weight of it. So, you know, I guess they do understand this is a huge undertaking for the brand, the IP. I don't know that it's really difficult for them to, like, what weight is there for them to be putting this game on PlayStation? It feels wrong because everybody, you know, that's grown up playing Halo, been a longtime Halo fan. This was a brand that put Microsoft on the map with the original Xbox. This is like when Sonic went to GameCube, you know, when we had Sonic Adventure 2 Battle releasing on GameCube. It was like, this feels gross. The Dreamcast is barely cold. in its grave, and then we're getting Sonic Adventure 2 on GameCube already, followed by a bunch of other games. You know, obviously Sega went third party, and that's what it feels like Xbox has done here. You know, this is very reminiscent of that time, and so I don't know what they're talking about with the weight of it. They made a business decision. Obviously, Xbox games are selling very well on PlayStation. This one will do very well. I have no doubt about that. There's nothing, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a weird time, right? Don't tell me the community's healthy or the community needs to be unified because you're releasing on PlayStation. The community needs to be unified because the game has been all over the place the last few years. Now do Hi-Fi Rush for Switch 2. Yeah, for real. All right. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know that I'll buy the PlayStation version, but I might, just for funsies. You know, just to have it, just to have Halo on PlayStation. All right, let's move on. Kirby Air Riders is getting its first update of 2026 soon, and it might be the last one. Hey, Ginger Prime, good to see you. Lurk mode supporters have nothing but meetings all day, dude. Fair. I have some meetings later today too. I've got to get on, but I appreciate you being here, man. Good to see you. Kirby Air Riders on Switch 2 is content complete, but it's not done with game updates just yet. Fans were informed the team would be disbanding soon, which is tragic considering the game just came out. But they're probably moving on to other projects and such. Game director and video game legend Masahiro Sakurai mentioned in December how there might be one more round of adjustments. Japanese customer support page on social media has revealed a new update for Kirby Air Riders will be arriving soon. Hey, dude, thank you so much for that sub. 8 months, let's go. Also looking on Twitch too, baby. Let's go. Thank you, dude. I appreciate the support. Let's see. As for what riders can expect, there will be various bug fixes and balance adjustments. Plan to release update data for Kirby Air Riders soon. Update data will include bug fixes, balance adjustments, and after the update, it will no longer be compatible with old replays. So it's a big bug fix update. Cool. You know, I thought it was neat. I think my thing is, this game's online, but it's not like they're done. There's no more updates coming to it, no new content, no new modes, nothing. It's just complete. And that's okay. It's rare to see a game, hit this state and they're like, hey, we'll just keep making it and it's going to be out there. We'll still support it, technically, but there's no more like big updates coming. There's barely any bug fixes. Feature complete, right? We're done working on it. And I can appreciate that. The game's fantastic. I need to play more of it. I just haven't had time. Alright, I thought this was neat. Modder creates the Nintendo PX Box 5. A 3-in-1 console combining PS5, Xbox Series X, and the Switch 2. It'll put an end to the console war, she jokes. So, Chinese modders created a large 3-in-1 console containing all 3 current-gen systems in one box. I want more pictures. I don't want to watch video. This thing looks neat. It looks like something out of Aperture Labs, like from Portal. Apparently, you can only use one console at a time. And, which, I mean, yes, why would you try to run 2 at a time? Because it's got a shared power supply. But I think it's pretty neat. That's cool. Nice job. All right, I had to share this. This isn't gaming directly, but it's also very funny. Hey, Weekend Tacos, what's going on? Thanks for joining the streams and stuff lately. I appreciate the lurk and the support. I hope you're doing well. All right, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella wants everyone to embrace Copilot AI. Satya warns the AI bubble could burst without wider adoption. I don't feel bad if the AI bubble does indeed burst. Because, oh well. And here's why. Let's see if we can find... I gotta find my post on this. Here we are. I said... And I'm shamelessly plugging my own content here. But, consider it payback for the following. The death of Zune. The killing off of Microsoft Band. Windows Phone. HoloLens. And soon, Xbox hardware. So it's killing RAM prices. Exactly. I could care less that you all of the companies trying to force AI into every aspect of everything. The death of Connect, yes, indeed, Squid, the true tragedy. But I could care less that AI adoption is slow, interested into every little thing we're looking at and every little thing we do. I don't want my OS to be an AI companion. I want my OS to be my OS and let me do the things I want to do. And if I want to interact with an AI and do AI things, then I will. Don't try to bake it in so far that the OS concept itself is gone. You know, and that's where they're trying to do with Copilot. And it's not what we wanted. It's not what we want. We didn't want expensive RAM for this feature that is costing you tons of money. Apparently, OpenAI could file for bankruptcy this year if they can't make it profitable and convince governments and other agencies and things to keep throwing money at them. And I don't feel bad for that, because it's a solution in search of a problem. There's a lot of benefit to using AI and LLMs. There is, but there's also a lot of governance and further research that needs to be done before we just try to mass adopt, which I feel like it's too late. We've already done the mass adopt, and we're realizing, a few months in, it's like, oh wait, it's not going as well as we wanted it to. Again, good things that have come out of it. There are some good things that can continue to come out of it and will. But trying to force every single Windows user to use Copilot is stupid and dumb, and I don't feel bad, because how many times has Microsoft killed off something that I liked and personally used and had to find another solution for? So how about this, Satya Nadella? Why don't you find another product that people want besides Copilot? How about that? Since you want to kill off stuff early, well, here's the consumers killing off Copilot for you. We don't want it. We don't want it. We barely wanted Cortana back in the day, and it worked very well for some very limited use cases, and you killed that off anyway. So take that. All right, moving on. Rant over. Sorry, I got kind of choked up there. No, I'm just kidding. They also killed Xbox ambassadors. I didn't know that. That's wild. I was not aware of that. That's actually wild. All right, Anthem got shut down earlier this year, last week I think it was, but a fan got BioWare's looter shooter running again without EA's dead servers, only days after shutdown, making a fan revival seeming more likely than ever. So super cool. It's now been a week since Anthem's demise, but it suddenly seems a whole lot more likely that fans might be able to get BioWare's looter shooter up and running again themselves, even if EA pulled the plug on its servers. Previously, Anthem executive producer and Dragon Age veteran Mark Dara explained that Anthem actually had the code for local servers running in a dev environment right up until a few months before launch. And while he's not sure if they'd still work, the code is there to be salvaged and recovered. As he explained at the time, this would mean the game wouldn't have to rely on dedicated servers, but rather let the server run on one of the machines that's playing the game. In combination with that, had BioWare been able to add AI party members, Anthem could have feasibly been playable in a single-player format. But alas, that was never to be. Except, as spotted by Kotaku, it looks like fans might be able to pull something of a revival off themselves. Over on YouTube, one user who goes by And799 has shared a proof of concept, Anthem client as server testing, video below. Not only do they show the game loading up and running again, but they even open it in a second window to connect a second player to the session. While things look a bit laggy here, the point is the idea. You can see both characters moving around, totally connected by the user's alternate server. Oh, and did I mention that they posted this only 5 days after the EA servers were shut down? Fans work fast. Talk about the marathon download bug? Yeah, we can. I'll pull it up. I did see it. I just didn't think it was maybe worth talking about, but it is kind of funny. So yeah, Anthem client as server testing proof of concept. That's kind of cool. It might be a while before they can get the server up and running, in a state that people would actually be able to play reliably and all the functions we covered. But that would be cool. I think the fact that it got shut down at all brought a lot of attention to it. You know, I think that was like a big thing. It's just that, hey, we're losing something. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. And now there's like challenge accepted, right? There's things to fix and things to do, and that the internet will rise up. Maybe if it's more feasible than what they've already done, they will figure out a way. Squid wanted to talk about the marathon download bug, so we'll just jump over to. My gosh, what's happening? Is my internet dying? I feel like it is. Or my computer. I can't tell. Let's see. Was that the first one? No, Battlefield 6 maps. Here we are. So, bizarre marathon bug auto installs Destiny 2 when you pre-order. I thought this was funny. Bungie recently uncovered Marathon's release date, and shortly after, the ability to pre-order the game went live on platforms like Steam. However, a strange back-end bug caused Destiny 2, also developed by Bungie, to install on Steam when you pre-ordered Marathon, the upcoming extraction shooter. Strange bug was lauded on social media by fans and critics alike, with one user writing that pre-ordering Marathon triggers a virus called Destiny 2 to install on your machine. Hours after the Steam bug went live, Bungie resolved the issue, also taking the time to address a concern where Collector's Edition owners could not redeem their game code on Steam. The team wrote on social media, "We've resolved an issue where Destiny 2 would begin installing after pre-ordering Marathon. We have also resolved an issue where Collector's Edition owners would receive an error when attempting to activate their game code." You know, it's like we read it twice. If there was one entertaining thing to come from the debacle, it was the slew of comments poking fun at the situation. One user wrote, "Marathon's development was so cursed, it created a malevolent spirit in the code. If it catches you, it will force you to install Destiny 2. Another said, "Bungie trying to revive Destiny 2 by any means possible." You will play Destiny 2. It's a bizarre bug, especially given that, aside from the developer link, Destiny 2 and Marathon are totally separate from one another. Recently, Bungie shared a new trailer for Marathon, also uncovering the game's impending release date, March 5th. To celebrate the game's launch, PlayStation created an exclusive line of limited edition peripherals, which will be available to pre-order from January 29th. So, super funny. Super funny. Odd that it happened, but, you know, at least it was a quick resolution. Yo, Harold, what's up, man? Thanks for the heart meme. Appreciate it. Hey, thanks, man. Nah, you're cool. Hey, Rocket coming in, too. Thank you so much. All right. I thought this was interesting. Greatest slip backwards. Pirates of the Caribbean director says Unreal Engine makes films look too much like games. So, Pirates of the Caribbean director Gore Verbinski has criticized the increasing use of Unreal Engine in film production, saying it makes movies look too much like video games. Unreal Engine is used frequently to create visual effects in today's movies and TV shows, with notable examples including The Matrix Resurrections, The Mandalorian, and the Fallout series. In an interview with But Why Though, Verbinski, who directed The Ring, Rango, and the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean films, and the upcoming Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, was asked why the look of visual effects in films has changed over the past 15 years and why people believe they don't look as impressive as they used to. Verbinski replied that the use of Unreal Engine to produce and animate visual effects quicker than other 3D applications such as Autodesk Maya has resulted in some movies looking less realistic and closer to an uncanny valley effect seen in games. I think the simplest answer is you've seen the Unreal gaming engine enter the visual effects landscape. So it used to be a divide, with Unreal Engine being very good at video games, but then people started thinking maybe movies can also use Unreal for finished visual effects. So you have this sort of gaming aesthetic entering the world of cinema. I think that's why those Kubrick movies still hold up, because they were shooting miniatures and paintings, and now you've got this different aesthetic. It works with Marvel movies where you kind of know you're in a heightened unrealistic reality. I think it doesn't work from a strictly photoreal standpoint. I just don't think it takes light the same way. I don't think it fundamentally reacts to subsurface scattering and how light hits skin and reflects in the same way. So that's how you get this uncanny valley when you come to creature animation. A lot of in-betweening is done for speed instead of being done by hand. Which is interesting. I'm not going to read the rest of this. I mostly don't feel like it. I just thought it was an interesting take that Unreal Engine being used in cinema has resulted in an odd set of visuals, you know, for people. And I really haven't noticed, but I watch a lot of the same kind of movies, so maybe I'm not one to notice. Where's Unreal Engine been used in a movie, but it doesn't really make sense that it was used? Has it been like background generation in a rom-com that we haven't seen? That would be funny. Like if it's in like just like Hallmark movies for some reason, you get Unreal Engine credits. That would be funny. It's like we couldn't design this Christmas tree farm by hand. The practical effects are too expensive, but we AI generated it using Unreal Engine, and that's what's in our movie now. Like that would be funny. It's not happening, but it would be funny. All right, let's talk about Doug Bowser, who recently quit Nintendo, retired, but now is on Hasbro's board. Nintendo of America's recently retired president and COO Doug Bowser has joined the board of directors of toy giant Hasbro. So we see why he left, right? He checked out of Nintendo and went straight to Hasbro. He's like, look, video games are fine, but toys in video games are much better. Yeah, so that's pretty much all there is to say there. Nobody cares about the details of this. I mean, I don't. All right, I thought this was interesting, kind of concerning, but hey, let's talk about AI some more. Netflix is now using AI for subtitle, localization, custom ads, and more. Netflix has confirmed plans to ramp up AI use at the company, with plans to expand its tools for subtitle localization and advertisement creation for its subscribers in 2026. The streaming giant touched on its plans for the new year as part of the Q4 2025 earnings report published today. Some of its programming plans remain under wraps. The company says audiences can expect artificial intelligence to play a larger role in its content rollout in the months ahead. Netflix is doubling down on AI, follows its experimentation with the controversial technology in 2025. Examples of planned internal tools include the creation of custom ads, subtitle localization, and merchandising, all of which subscribers can expect more of in 2026. We continue to harness AI to enhance the experience for our members, and we're expanding these capabilities to support our creative teams and advertisers. At 2025, we began testing new AI tools to help advertisers create custom ads based on Netflix's IP, and we plan to build on this progress in 2026. We also introduced automated workflows for ad concepts and used advanced AI models to streamline campaign planning, significantly speeding up these processes. Yeah, so Amazon was using AI for dubbing for an anime, and that went horrible. And so subtitles can't be much worse, right? The thing is, with localization and subtitling, nuance in certain languages is going to be lost, and literal translations are going to not make a whole lot of sense. And it'll probably be fine. I would say 75-80% of these translations will be okay. But if anybody is using the subtitles to understand the movie, there are going to be moments where it's like, what the heck is this movie about? Or why did this character say this that way? And it's because, the nuance and the translation barrier in certain areas is going to make it awkward. I'm not saying AI can't eventually figure it out. I'm just saying there's going to be some oddities that people aren't going to like. Also, just trust people to translate and localize and pay them to do it. Keep people employed, dang it. All right, well, on that odd note, that's where I'm ending today's game news. Thanks for hanging out. What'd you guys think? Anything interesting catch your eye? Anything else we need to talk about before we wrap up for today? I'm gonna find somebody on Twitch to raid out to, and then I'm done. I've got work to go do. We have been I was super late today, so whoever gets raided is gonna be either surprised or disappointed. Maybe a little both. My name pops up and it's like, oof. Let's see. Kat's doing a meme contest, and Lizzie is playing Luigi's Mansion 3. Let's do Lizzie. I'll raid her channel. Actually, no. I can do this using a button. Button. Who's got the button? There we go. All right. With that, you guys have a great day. Love you. Thankful for you. I don't know if I'm streaming Thursday. I don't remember. So just stay ready. I might stream Thursday. I appreciate you guys being here. Y'all have a great day. Love you. God bless, and we'll see you soon. Bye.